What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Listography. Jason, Joe, and Kramzer here. Queen Week. You voted it in our poll. So that's what we're doing. Queen this week. We already ranked the records yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. That means today it's time for top 10 favorite songs. I guess we can jump right into it. There were a lot to choose from, at least for me. I had a pretty long list, so I had to call down to just 10. So what do you guys got?
Okay, I'll start it off this time. My number 10 is going to be Love of My Life. I think just a really nice, beautiful, fragile song that really just plays up to some pretty serious strengths of the band, and that would be Freddie's voice and really nice piano, classical kind of piano part. Number 9, I've got Dragon Attack. Really cool bass work, really tight little like jam session style song. Like I can see this song kind of like starting up as just like a warm up, like little like exercise they do, but then it just becomes a great song, great groove and guitar on it. Number 8, I've got Ogre Battle, wild and crazy, awesome adrenaline rush of a song with great riff, unexpected turns and twists, just like this metal juggernaut kind of sensation to it. Number 7, I've got Tenement Funster. I think it's the only one I've got without Freddie singing, maybe. Really cool vibe. It's got some swag to it. Doesn't sound like any other Queen song, really, and it's got a killer solo. Number 6, I've got Stone Cold Crazy. Awesome, really nasty rocker. The drums are great here. And every time I listen to it, I feel like it should be a song that should be on Diver Down by Van Halen. Like they should have covered this song. They probably would have knocked it out of the park. It sounds like they just would have crushed it. Number 5, I've got You Take My Breath Away, one of their more underrated songs. Just a gorgeous kind of like soliloquy piece with terrific piano and singing, really heartfelt lyrics. I think it's great. Number 4, I've got Brighton Rock, amazing guitar and bass. It's got that like regal, like Monarch kind of feel Joe was talking about in the listography video, where it's like so British sounding and so just like esteemed and royal, and the guitars sound great, really triumphant. Freddie's high kind of playful falsetto is really cool too. And then my top 3 are all mega hits. They have mega hits that I hate that I've talked about before, like Fat Bottom Girls especially, but these 3 I never get tired of listening to. And number 3 will be Under Pressure. Great groove, terrific vocal performances, and a really good emotional piece of writing. Number 2, this was tough between 1 and 2, but number 2, I'm going with Killer Queen. I think just tremendously produced. I think the piano parts and the style on the song is just so Freddie and everything. Probably my favorite lyrical song of theirs, no doubt. I love when he says like some perfume is from Paris or something. Naturally. And number 1 has got to be a cliche, but rightfully earned. Bohemian Rhapsody is just one of the best recordings ever, and just such an incredibly creative song that plays with Prague and opera and all kinds of stuff. Every moment of it is just meticulously crafted and put together. You know, when the guitars kick in before the So You Think You Can Love Me and Leave Me to Die, it's just awesome. And then it circles all the way back around any way the wind blows, you get that big gong. It is just like an entire cinematic experience in under 6 minutes. It's so impressively done. Yeah, Joe's right. I'm usually not into super theatrics, but this is like a giant like Lawrence of Arabia experience widescreen song coming right at you. Awesome. Bohemian Rhapsody, my number 1. The coolest Wayne's World movement too, when he's like
All right, I guess I will go next. My list is a bit of a weird list. A lot of deep cuts, not a lot of big hits. I don't know. Queen's a band where a lot of the hits I've just gotten completely tired of. These are the ones I got. Number 10, I have from the debut, Doing All Right. I love it. It's kind of laid back, folky feel. I love how Roger's voice is mixed way up front in the backing vocals. Normally they're kind of like all blended together into like this seamless thing, but Roger's like front and center on this one. And then Brian May lets rip an absolutely amazing solo. My number 9 is going to be the Millionaire Waltz from A Day at the Races. There's so many awesome things in this song. First of all, you've got incredible bass playing by John Deacon. I love Brian May's kind of like carousel guitar lead in the middle where it feels like you're going up and down and going around on the carousel. It's really cool. Freddie comes back in with the "My Fine Friend," and he's got like this really smoky tone that he never has at any other point throughout the entire discography. For a second, you're almost like, who is that? Really, really cool. Number 8, I have "Somebody to Love." Probably the biggest hit on my list, just incredibly arranged. And honestly, the way the backing vocals are put together on this song to me is almost more impressive than Bohemian Rhapsody. It's just driving the entire song. And I think it sounds fantastic. Number 7, I have a song from a record that I don't love, but it does have a few tracks that I absolutely adore. And All Dead is one of them. My number 7, one of 2 tracks from Brian May to get into my top 10. And it's always impressed me with Brian May and Roger Taylor how well they're able to hold their own in a band with Freddie Mercury and still have amazing songs of their own. And I love the feel of this track, the drums and bass especially, really tight on this. Number 6, Seven Seas of Rhye. Love the piano intro. It's just incredible. The whole song just really just moves. It's got great drumming, great guitars. The vocals are awesome. The whole song just rocks. My number 5 is 39, which is another Brian May song. Really cool, kind of a sci-fi folk song. I love the operatic section in the middle. Really cool. Number 4, Ogre Battle. Just like Seven Seas of Rhye, the whole song just grooves. It feels really good. Great proggy kind of epic storytelling. My number 3 is My Fairy King from the debut. I love how the intro like builds up, and then it kind of just evaporates into just piano and Freddie singing with the really high falsetto voice. There's a really quiet middle section that's great. It's a really dynamic song that kind of shifts around a lot and gets like loud and quiet and it's all over the place. My number 2 is It's Late from News of the World. Such a simple guitar riff, but like they could not have done more with it. It's just a killer groove, absolutely nasty groove. I love it. I love all the cymbal catches that Roger Taylor does, all the stops and starts. It's great. But my number 1 is the Prophet song from A Night at the Opera. To me, it's the true masterpiece of the album. Everyone talks about Bohemian Rhapsody, but I think it is even better. I just love the way they use the studio on it. I love the riff on it. Brian May's guitar works great. Just everything about it. Love it.
Well, it's interesting. Usually when we do the top tens, like you guys have a couple tracks. I'm just like, I like every single one of those tracks a lot. Me and Jason have many similarities, which is always cool to see. And me and Kramzer have a bunch of similarities too, because I like the deep cuts and I like the hits. So it'll be fun. My number 10 is going to be 39. Sci-fi folk, Jason said it. It's a little stripped down, a little softer compared to a lot of the album, a little less like big and produced, but really cool story. And, some nice bass work from Deacon on the old stand-up bass. Number 9, another in common with Jason, I got It's Late. Just, again, I agree with Jason. The way they take like a simple riff and make it so dynamic across, it's a long song. It's almost 6 minutes long, but there's so many like different parts that come in different ways of using kind of a straightforward musically. They make it really cool. Number 8, not one you guys have. I have Father to Son from Queen 2.
The bass is so good in that song, is what I was saying.
Oh, the bass, the guitar, fantastic work from May. It is the first time he uses the DC amp to really get that wide symphonic sound. And it's just really cool, really unique sounding, folky, fantasy. which I like. Number 7, with Jason again, the Millionaire Waltz. That lead bass playing, like it's a little off kilter. It's like trailing a little bit. Just incredible, his work on that, Deacon. And when Mercury comes in with the drums and that little breakdown in the middle is just so powerful. It's just the vocals. I can just listen to that one part just over and over, just the way everything comes in. Phenomenal. Number 6, you may have heard of this one. It's Bohemian Rhapsody. I think it's great. I've heard it a million times. The piano, the different parts, the way it comes in, kind of like Millionaire Waltz. I do feel like they're cousins, at least, if not brother and sister songs, sort of the same concept. But yeah, it's hard to beat Bohemian Rhapsody even after millions of times I've heard it. Number 5 from Queen 2, again, I'm going back for Fairy Feller's Masterstroke. I heard this one. I didn't, before I heard the whole Queen 2 album, I just downloaded off Napster or something. And I was like, this is Queen? Like, this is not anything I've heard before. Really the start of like using the vocal parts kind of all over the place with the call and response. Just very unique sounding, and just always stuck with me. Really love it. Number 4, gonna be Don't Stop Me Now. I just can't get enough of this track. I can't remember the first time I heard it. I think I saw it for the first time in Shaun of the Dead, the jukebox scene where they're like killing the zombies in time to the song. Phenomenal movie, phenomenal song. It's just so like over the top and extra, and just like Freddie Mercury at his most blazingly, whatever, just Freddie Mercury at his Freddie Mercuryest. Although actually this one might be Freddie Mercury at his Freddie Mercuryest. Killer Queen, really like the first like quintessential like Queen sounding song with, you know, the triple, quadruple, sextuple tracked guitar parts, Khrushchev and Kennedy, guillotines, laser beams, like just over the top, but so great, so theatrical. Number 2, maybe the predecessor to Bohemian Rhapsody, I got March of the Black Queen. This is really the first time I think where they go like all out, making a song that no possible way they could replicate live. Like I've heard them do Fairy Feller's Masterstroke live at the Rainbow 74, and it sounds great. Like they do the backup vocals and everything, but a track like March of the Black Queen, just no possible way to replicate this live. Just stops and starts and vocals coming from every direction. No idea what it's about, but I just love it. The theatricality. Number 1, though, I mentioned it during our listography. It's got to be Somebody to Love. I think probably the best backup vocals ever recorded, might be the best production ever in a song. The way they make the band sounds like a whole choir, doing the call and response between Freddie, the pleading for love to heaven, and the band coming in like a choir of angels answering him. Great bass work, great drums, phenomenal vocal performances all over the place. Never get tired of it. Listen to it 20 times a week leading up to this. And I still love it. That opening piano part, those chords, just amazing. And definitely one of my top 10 favorite songs of all time. So yeah, my number 1 Queen song. And I had so many to pick from. If I could have done Tenement Funster, Flick of the Wrist, Lily of the Valley as one, it would be in my top 5 or 6 as well. Because I think as a medley, it works so well, but I can't pick one out of it. Like it's tough. I couldn't do it.
All right, so those are our lists. Let us know your favorite Queen songs down in the comments. And like I said earlier, if you haven't seen the ranking video, go check that out as well. We've got a really good side 3 on tap for you this week. Probably going to end up being one of our more controversial videos, but I think it will also be a lot of fun for people to play along with in the comments. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be back with that tomorrow. Hit the like button, subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, hit the bell for notifications. Follow any of our social media, which got down in the description, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as our website, which you can check out and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.